Good day, everyone. We are Group 4. We are here to present our PT titled LGBTQ plus representation in modern literature, a shifting landscape. My name is Isabel Angcal. I am Geraldine Brown Miso. And I am Majin P. Balsamo. Now, here are the early representations in pre-1970s on LGBTQ representation of challenges and limitations. So before in 1970s, societal stigma and legal restrictions severely limited the LGBTQ plus representation in literature. This resulted in portrayals often characterized by number one, coded language and subtext. Openly depicting same-sex relationships was taboo, leading authors to use metaphors and symbolism to hit at LGBTQ plus themes. This approach, while allowing some representation, often perpetuated the idea that such identities were shameful and needed to be hidden. The story of The Well of Loneliness in 1928 by Radcliffe Hall is a prime example of using code language to depict a lesbian relationship, ultimately leading to its censorship. Second is the tragic ending and bury your gaze. True. Many early works featured tragic outcomes from LGBTQ plus characters, reinforcing negative stereotypes and the idea that such lives were inherently doomed. Plays like the Children's Are in 1934 by Lillian Hellman, where a lesbian teacher is falsely accused and ruined exemplify this harmful truth. To continue, this is number three, the harmful stereotypes. Of course, LGBTQ has prone to many stereotypes. So, in this era, in early representations often relied on damaging stereotypes, such as effeminate gay man or predatory lesbian, contributing to the marginalization of the LGBTQ community. These stereotypes reinforce societal prejudice and limited nuanced understanding. Here are the examples of the stories related to the evolved in the early 1970s. We have the Oscar Wilde's The Picture of Dorian Gray in 1890 contains homoerotic subtext, though heavily censored in its initial publication, reflecting the societal anxieties surrounding homosexuality at the time. Second is Virginia Woolf Orlando in 1820 featured a gender fluid protagonist, a groundbreaking concept for this era. James Baldwin's Giovanni's Row, which is a famous one, in 1956, though published after the though published after the 1970s cutoff, but it has first published in 1956. That is often discussed in relation to early works because of grappled with the internalized homophobic and societal pressure by gay men in a similar way to early, more coded works.
So, good morning, everyone. I am Geraldine Brown Huizo, and I am here to continue the report. The Stonewall Riots, a turning point, and its impact on LGBTQ plus literature. So, the Stonewall Riots, a series of violent protests sparked by a police raid on the Stonewall Inn in 1969, marked a pivotal moment in the fight for LGBTQ plus rights. This event served as a catalyst for increased activism, a shift in societal attitudes, and a burgeoning body of LGBTQ plus literature focused on historical turning point. The Stonewall riots brought the issue of LGBTQ plus rights to the forefront of public consciousness, sparking a national conversation about equality and the challenging prevailing societal norms. So the riots also inspired the first Pride marches, which have since evolved into a global celebrations of LGBTQ plus identity and resilience. Wait, I'll adjust my camera. This increased visibility and activism contributed to a gradual shift in public opinion, leading to growing support for LGBTQ plus rights and acceptance of LGBTQ plus individuals in American society. Tales of the City by Armistead Maupin, a series of novels set in San Francisco in 1970s and 80s, captures the societal upheavals of the era, including the Stonewall riots and their impact on the LGBTQ plus community. This tale inspires a wave of works that explore the event's significance and its lasting legacy. Coming out or evolving narratives. So the coming out narrative has evolved beyond a simple gay, straight binary, reflecting a broader understanding of the LGBTQ plus identities. So the first one is the traditional narrative. Traditional narrative is a classic stories often depict a young person's struggle with a self-discovery and societal acceptance. For example, Giovanni's Room by James Baldwin, early works by Andrew Guide, expanding the spectrum. Modern narratives explores bisexuality. An example of this is Fun Home by Alison Bechdel, works by Sarah Waters, navigating attraction to multiple genders, challenging the binary. Second one is transgender identities. Examples are Redefining Realness by Janet Mock, A Fire Upon the Deep by Werner Bench. For a sci-fi example, Challenges of Transitioning Binary Genders Affirmation. Non-binary identities examples, works by Tori Peters, Felix Ever After by Kaysen Calendar, and Exploring Gender Expression and Self-Definition. Next. Coming out or evolving narratives. So beyond a single event, coming out is an ongoing process influenced by age, culture, and individual circumstances. For example, of this is many contemporary novels and memoirs featuring LGBTQ characters. So the importance of representation in coming out, increased representation normalizes diverse identities and fosters understanding. An example of this is a wide range of contemporary young adult and adult fiction. So in pre-1990s, the famous key authors and works are Radcliffe Hall, The Well of Loneliness in 1928. Hall's novel, though controversial and initially banned, offered a relatively frank portrayal of a lesbian protagonist, Stephen Gordon challenging societal norms, and the novel sparked heated debates and censorship battles, highlighting the societal anxieties surrounding lesbian identity at the time. Second is James Baldwin, various works. While not solely focused on LGBTQ plus themes, Baldwin's work frequently explored themes of sexuality, identity, and race in deeply personal and insightful manner. His novels and essays, such as Giovanni's Room, 1956, and Go Tell It on the Mountain in 1953, often featured a characters grappling with their sexual orientation within a complex social context. So the historical context of his work is crucial. Writing during the height of the McCarthy era, Baldwin often used coded language to address sensitive topics. So, from coming out to diverse genres. Traditionally, LGBTQ plus literature often centered around the coming out experience, exploring themes of self-discovery, societal acceptance, and internalized homophobia. While these narratives remain important, they no longer define the entirety of the LGBTQ plus literature. The genre has expanded to encompass a wide spectrum of storytelling, including romance LGBTQ plus, romance novels, have gained immense popularity, offering diverse love stories and that challenge heteronormative tropes. So these stories explore the complexities of relationships, navigating societal pressures, and celebrating the beauty of love in all its forms. Second is science fiction and fantasy. LGBTQ plus characters are increasingly integrated into science fiction and fantasy worlds, adding depth and complexity to genres. These stories often explores themes of identity, power, and social justice within imaginative setting, challenging traditional narratives and offering alternative perspectives. Third is thriller. The LGBTQ plus characters are now central to suspenseful thrillers, contributing to the genre's intrigue and suspense. These stories often explore themes of prejudice, violence, and survival, highlighting the challenges faced by LGBTQ plus individuals in a world that often marginalizes them. Next is challenges of LGBTQ plus literature. So the first challenge is censorship and restricted access. Second is representation gaps for the LGBTQ people of color, trans individuals, disabled individuals. Third is future potential to amplify marginalized voices, challenge societal norms, and inspire change. So the intersectionality in modern LGBTQ literature, the increasing exploration of intersectionality within contemporary LGBTQ literature will highlight the modern literature of this genre. The focus will be on works how modern works move beyond a singular focus on sexual orientation or gender identity to acknowledge and explore the complex interplay of multiple identities. So the first one is the multifaceted identities. So multifaceted identities literature increasingly recognize that LGBTQ plus identities are not monolithic. Characters are complex individuals whose experiences are shaped by race, class, gender, disability, and other aspects of their identities. Second is the intertwined experiences. Good morning. To continue the report, beyond the binary, trans, and non binary voices in literature, the evolving representation of transgender and non binary identities in literature, highlighting both the progress made and the ongoing challenges. The first one is the increased visibility. Literature is increasingly featuring transgender and non binary characters, offering greater visibility and challenging traditional gender norms. The second one is the diverse narratives. These narratives explore a wide range of experiences from coming of age stories to historical fiction, showcasing the diversity within the transgender and non binary communities. The third one is the challenges remain. While progress has been made, challenges persist. Representation can still be limited with a focus on certain narratives or experiences. Transgender and non binary authors often face challenges in getting their works published and promoted. The last one is the authenticity and accuracy. The need for authentic and accurate representation is paramount. Authors should engage with transgender and non binary communities to ensure their stories are respectful and reflect live experiences. Next, securing the canon. How queer theory reshapes literary analysis. Que- Queer theory emerged in the 1990s, questioning traditional assumptions about gender and sexuality. It argues that these categories are fluid and socially constructed, not fixed or natural. Queer theory dismantles the heteronormative view that heterosexuality is a default and examines how literature reflects and reinforces societal norms. It encourages a critical reading of text, uncovering hidden meanings and challenging interpretations that might have ignored or marginalized LGBT plus themes. Queer theory has broadened the literary canon, highlighting works by LGBTQ plus authors and re-examining classic texts through a queer lens. Let's proceed to the key authors in modern LGBTQ plus literature. The first author is The Ocean Walls on Earth Were Briefly Gorgeous in 2019. Is a powerful example of this trend. The novel, written as a letter from a Vietnamese American gay son to his illiterate mother, delved into themes of family, trauma, and the search for identity within a complex social landscape. The next one is the Cassie McQuiston Red, White, and Royal Blue in 2019 is a contemporary romance novel, has captured the imagination of readers worldwide. The story of a forbidden romance between the first son of the United States and a British prince offers a light-hearted and engaging take on political intrigue and in LGBTQ plus love. The next author is Sarah McBride's Tomorrow Will Be Different in 2018 is a powerful memoir that chronicles the author's journey as a transgender activist, offering a personal and inspiring account of the fight of trans equality. Authors like Peter Parnell and Justin Richardson wrote Antango Mixed Tree in 2005. It's a children's book that tells the heartwarming story of two male penguins who form a loving band and raise a chick together. Based on a true story from the Cedar Park Zoo, the book follows two male penguins named Roy and Silo, who form a strong band and eventually share a nest and raise a chick named Tango. The last author is Vicky Albertari. Her novel Simon versus the Homo sapiens Agenda in 2015 is a YA coming of age story that explores the complexities of being a closed gay teenager. It's a heartwarming and relatable story that resonated with readers of all ages. Okay, let's proceed to the um, challenges and criticism of LGBTQ plus representation in literature. Despite progress, LGBTQ plus literature still faces significant challenges. The first bullet is tokenism. LGBTQ plus characters sometimes serve as mere tokens, lacking deep or agency, failing to reflect the diversity within the community. The second bullet, the stereotypes. Harmful stereotypes persist, limiting portrayals to simplistic tropes and reinforcing harmful biases. The third bullet, the lack of diversity. Representation often overlooks the experiences of LGBTQ plus individuals from marginalized racial, ethnic, and socioeconomic backgrounds. The fourth challenge, the burden of representation. The pressure of LGBTQ plus others to represent the entire community can be overwhelming and unrealistic. The fifth challenge is the censorship and opposition. LGBTQ plus literature continues to face censorship, and opposition in some communities. The importance of diverse voices in LGBTQ plus literature. The strength of LGBTQ plus literature lies in its ability to reflect the incredible diversity of experiences within the community. It's not enough to simply include LGBTQ plus characters. We must actively amplify the voices and stories of those who have historically been marginalized. This includes centering the narratives of people of color, transgender, and non binary individuals, people with disabilities, those from different socioeconomic backgrounds, and individuals whose identities intersect in complex ways. By prioritizing different socioeconomic backgrounds and individuals whose identities intersect in complex ways, by prioritizing these diverse perspectives, we move beyond simplistic stereotypes and create a richer, more authentic, and ultimately more powerful body of work. This inclusive approach not only empowers individual readers, but also fosters a deeper understanding and acceptance of the full spectrum of LGBTQ plus identities and experiences for all readers. The goal is to create a literary landscape that truly reflects the community it represents. Let's proceed to the future directions in LGBTQ plus literature. The future of LGBTQ plus literature is poised for exciting development as societal attitudes continue to evolve. One significant trend is the increasing normalization of LGBTQ plus characters in mainstream narratives, where their identities are integrated into stories without being the sole focus. This shift will allow for richer storytelling across genres, including fantasy, science fiction, and romance, reflecting the diverse experiences of LGBTQ plus individuals in all aspects of life. Um, they increasingly incorporate diverse voices from various backgrounds, including race, disability, and socioeconomic status. This will enrich the narratives and provide a more comprehensive understanding of the LGBTQ plus experiences. Additionally, the rise of digital platforms and self-publishing is empowering new voices, especially among younger writers who are eager to share their root stories. This democratization of publishing will lead to a broader range of LGBTQ plus literature that reflects contemporary issues, including mental health, identity exploration, and the impact of technology on relationships. As LGBTQ plus literature continues to grow, it will play a crucial role in shaping cultural conversations, challenging stereotypes, and advocating for social justice, ultimately fostering greater empathy and understanding in society. The last subtopic is the impact and influence of LGBTQ plus literature. The first one is the visibility and normalization. The second one is the social movement. The third one is the cultural conversation. The fourth one is the fostering empathy. And the last one is the education and awareness. Okay, to conclude, LGBTQ plus modern literature has transformed significantly over the years, evolving from coded representations to bold explorations of diverse identities and experiences. Key moments such as Stonewall riots have catalyzed activism and inspired a rich body of work that reflects the complexities of the LGBTQ plus community. The genre role encompasses a wide range of narratives from romance to science fiction, while also addressing intersectionality and amplifying marginalized voices. Despite ongoing challenges, LGBTQ plus literature plays a crucial role in fostering understanding, promoting social justice, and shaping cultural conversations, paving the way for a more inclusive and empathetic society. And that's all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you.